Howdy, it's Marina, and I'm a vampire. Actually, I ran out of self-tanner, and I'm naturally this pale. So today's video is one I'm so excited to get to you guys because I am participating in my first ever readathon, being a booktuber, and that is the CRAMATHON. If you haven't heard of the CRAMATHON, it is a 7-day readathon hosted by Allie over at Hardback Hoarder, which is my favorite YouTuber ever. Also, Dylan over at Dylan the Reader, Julia over at Julia Sapphire, and Jay over at The Awkward Bookworm, which she's great too. I will link all their channels below in case you want to go check them out, which is something I highly suggest. So the CRAMATHON is from June 10th to June 17th, and there are 7 challenges for the 7 days. The first challenge being to read a predictive 5-star book, and that is going to be To Kill a Kingdom by Alexander Christo for me because I am so excited to read this. I love mermaids, I love sirens. This has both. The cover is just beautiful. The inside of it is just beautiful.
Wednesday, go! Shane! Get Wednesday!
My cat. But it's about this princess siren. Her name is Lyra, and she keeps hearts buried under her bedroom floor for every man that she kills on every single birthday that she celebrates. Some things go down and a twist of fate happens, and the Sea Queen actually turns her into a human. She gives the girl 2 legs. Can you imagine being a mermaid and having your fin ripped away and given 2 legs? Like, what would you do with that? She also robbed her of her song so she can't seduce anybody, and basically just took everything good about Lyra away from her. Lyra comes across Prince Elian, or Elian, I'm not really sure how to say that, but whenever I read it, I do say Elian.
It sounds better in my head.
She comes across him. He is on the hunt for sirens. He can't stand them, wants nothing to do with them, wants to end their species completely. So this is the book I will be reading for the first challenge. The next challenge is to read a book out of your comfort zone, and that is going to be Impulse by Ellen Hopkins for me. This is not something I would normally read. I have already started it. I'm not very far into it, but it's an important book, but it also has trigger warnings. And dealing with being bipolar and having anxiety and struggling with depression, I'm hesitant to start a book like this. I have read books like this before. It doesn't trigger me. I am just hesitant. It's not a book that I would pick up just because, but I figured it's an important book. It does tell important stories, so what better time to read it than during the CRAMATHON and stepping outside of my box. This is about 3 individuals: Tony, who self-medicates to escape the realness of the world; Vanessa, who struggles with self-harm; and Connor, who had a failed attempt at suicide. I know this book does look quite ambitious, but it's actually written like poetry. So I think I will get through this fairly quickly, hopefully finish it off in a day. The next challenge is to name a book that has been on your TBR for a long time, and for me that is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This book has been on my TBR forever. I'm hesitant to read it because I have such high hopes for it. It's about a girl who was in love with the Ripper, and that's all I really know about it, and that's all I want to know about it until I read it. The 4th challenge is to read a book that is LGBTQ and own voices. I'm not sure this qualified for it, but I picked it up because it was an LGBTQ read. That is Simon Versus. I do have it on audiobook form, so I don't have the physical copy. I hadn't read it, and I knew that this was the perfect time to read it in order to fulfill this challenge, so I went ahead and got that on Audible. All I really know about it is it's about this guy named Simon. That's all I really know about it. The 5th challenge is to read something that is not your standard novel, and I'm going to opt into reading another audiobook. I'm going to pick up The Prince and the Guard, which is a novella in the Selection series. I've finished the main books of the Selection series, but I have yet to read the novellas. So I'm going to go ahead and start one of those this week. Hopefully I'll enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first 3 books of the Selection, because y'all already know I have a book review, but it's kind of bad quality, in case you want to see that. I really enjoyed the selection series, the first 3 books. I didn't so much enjoy the last 2 books in the series, but the first 3 were good enough to override that. So yeah, that's what I'll be reading for the 5th challenge. The 6th challenge is to read a book that has your favorite color on the cover. And I'm going to pick Geekerella by Ashley Paulson. Purple is my favorite color, if you guys can't already tell. Plus, this is about a girl who goes to a Comic-Con, I think. And that's right up my alley. I haven't ever been to one, so it's better to visit one in a story than to just never go. So and the last challenge is to just read 7 books, and for the 7th book of the CRAMATHON, I picked to read Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I really wanted to read The Raven Boys for the 7th book, but the bookstore that I went to, I have a vlog, I'll link somewhere, probably down below, they didn't have The Raven Boys, and I didn't want to wait for Raven Boys to come in the mail in fear of it not getting here in time, so I just picked up Shiver. I know it's about a girl and a wolf have this like weird relationship, and the wolf is half the time a wolf and half the time a man, and her and the boy version of the wolf have like a love relationship. I'm not quite sure what the wolf and the girl's relationship is when he's a wolf. Did y'all get any of that? I have no idea, but I know that it sounds good, and it gives me like, just in my head for some reason, like a Twilight kind of feel. And your girl's a sucker for Twilight or anything that makes her feel like Twilight, so yeah. So yeah guys, that is the 7 books I will be reading in the 7 days of the CRAMATHON. If you guys want to participate with me, let me know that you're participating. I'm new on Twitter. I don't know how to work Twitter. I'm kind of suck at it, but if you want to, you can follow me on there. I do better on Instagram though. I am an Instagram over Twitter person, so I'm always up for a DM on there. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will link all the hosts and the books and all the other info down below, and I will see you guys later.